How's it going, everyone? It's Mike from PC Classic Cars, back with another virtual description. Today we are going to talk about my 1973 Dodge Challenger with a 383 and an automatic transmission. This is a vehicle that I've actually previously owned. I sold it to a good buddy of mine back in 2021. He had it, did a few things to it, and then ended up sending it back to me here. So that's how I got it for round two. It's a great car, very, very solid, and just a really unique, custom, and cool Challenger. The driveline that's in it, this was originally a G code 318 car. Now it has a very strong running 383. Unfortunately, I don't know how many miles or exactly when that motor was put in it because the motor was already in there the first time I had it. But it is a strong 383. It is a date-coded 1967 model motor. And my guess is it's definitely had some internal stuff done because it runs really well. You do have an aftermarket Edelbrock aluminum intake and an Edelbrock carburetor on top. You do also have a full aftermarket ignition system. It's an MSD setup. That is going to be most likely why the tach is not working on this car. It would probably need the tach adapter. That's just a guess, but my professional opinion, when you have that full MSD setup, usually the tach's not going to work unless you have the aftermarket tach adapter, which can easily be added. This does have an aftermarket Be Cool aluminum radiator with dual electric fans, so I do not have any overheating issues even here in this hot Texas sun. Backed by a Torque Flight 727 3-speed automatic transmission. That's what you got behind the 383. On your exhaust system, you do have headers, full aftermarket dual exhaust with an X-pipe and MagnaFlow mufflers. It sounds really good going down the road. You do have an 8 3/4 rear end, your standard rear end on these with a good highway gear in it. Cruises at 70, 75 miles an hour with no problems. And then obviously power steering, power front disc brakes. Take a look at my test drive video. You'll see me personally driving the Challenger going down the road. We'll dive more into the mechanicals during that video, but it is a really, really good cruising Challenger. On my Does It Work section, a couple small things aren't working. Your factory dash clock's not working, not a huge deal. The speedometer works, but your odometer and your trip meter are not rolling, so something's going on there. Probably a very, very simple fix to get the odometer going, which, again, not a huge deal. The dash lights are not coming on. I would suggest doing a conversion on the dash bulbs. Most likely the original dash bulbs in there are burnt out. And then your tach, which I mentioned earlier, the tach is not functioning. And then the only other thing is the blower motor for the heater. It's a little slow, so it's not putting out a crazy amount of heat. And this is a car that has a AC compressor mounted in the engine bay, but it does not have AC. So someone would have to buy an entire aftermarket AC system. It just simply has a compressor mounted. Most likely when they did the motor swap and the setup on the front of the motor, they just had a compressor mounted there, but this does not have AC on the car. My Does It Work section is going to be posted on the website in multiple places. It's going to be at the end of the photos as well as in the additional informations tab. So check that out if you guys need further clarification on anything. On my pre-inspection where I check for leaks, bushings, wear items of the steering and the suspension components, this one looks nice and dry underneath outside of a little bit of a valve cover leak. You never know when it can start leaking, so you buy this car, you start driving it, you're probably going to develop some fluid drips at some point like any old car. For me, Mopars are even more notorious for getting little leaks, so again, a little valve cover drip right now. Everything else does look good, but you start driving it, you could develop some leaks, so a little disclaimer there on any old car. The charging system is doing what it needs to do. The suspension and the steering components all check out nice. The tie rod boots are showing a little bit of age and have some cracking, but again, that's really minor stuff. The date code on the tires all the way around is a 2023 tire, so great date code on the tires, no dry rot, no cracking. They are a 225/55/16 and then a 255/45/17 in the rear. Your U-joints, your studs, the gas cap, air filter element, everything checks out good on this one. On the exterior, it's obviously been repainted at some point. Unfortunately, there is no fender tag, so I do not know what the original color code was, but it's a really nice blue. You obviously have the full blackout treatment for the wheels, the trim. I think it's a really good looking custom style Challenger. Not something that I normally mess with. Usually I am going to have the stock style appearance, but this one is all blacked out. It looks really good. The trim's all nice. The wheels and tires are nice. The paint shows well. Probably a little bit older, maybe 10, 15 years old if I had to guess. It was already painted the first time I had it back in 2021, so it's not a fresh paint job, but still shows well. Some of the weather stripping does have a little bit of age to it. You do have some miscellaneous touch-ups and small spots all the way around the car. But again, nothing that's egregious, nothing that's jumping out at me as a major problem. The vinyl top looks good. It is a very good looking car if you ask me. In my additional informations tab, it will have photos again of all those little imperfections around the car. On the interior, you have a stock black interior, buckets, console. You do have the slapstick floor shifter, so if you want to bang through the gears, you can use that slapstick shifter. The upholstery has been replaced. The seat foam feels good, front and rear. The dash is in nice shape. The gauges are very easy to read. You do have an aftermarket oil pressure gauge mounted below the steering column, so you'll see that in the photos. Again, tack and dash clock on the dash there are not working. Overall, the interior is very clean with no major issues. The engine bay is very clean. The inner fenders, the firewall, it's all painted correct like a Mopar is supposed to. It matches the body color on the car. Obviously, the engine's got a lot of nice upgrades. It's very visually appealing when you pop the hood. Nothing is out of place. You do also have that MSD setup that we talked about earlier. It's a very clean layout. Nothing is out of place again. It shows very nice when you pop that hood. The underneath, super solid. I don't see any signs of any rust repair or rust problems. It does have your factory undercoat and it's uniform front to back. The headers do have a little bit of age to them, and then your transmission dust shield is not there. So if someone wanted to add one of those, you could. Very, very minor thing to add. Overall, underneath is great. Again, no problems of any kind. This is a very fun Challenger. Cruises at 70, 75 miles an hour. If I was going to personally keep it, I would buy that aftermarket AC setup on there. It would just take the car to the next level. I think it's a really cool custom looking Challenger. Again, it's outside what I normally mess with. I usually try to buy the stock style ones, but this one was a great car when I had it the first time, so I had no problem getting it back from my buddy the second time around. It is a really cool Challenger and it drives down the road nice. As always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my virtual descriptions. Make sure you check out that test drive video along with the additional informations tab. Both are posted on the website, pcclassiccars.com. I'll catch you guys on the next video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.